Eric, I know we use this term a lot, but was this sort of like another business-like approach from you guys? Do what needed to be done, guys doing what they do best. Bam inside, Jimmy with the assist, Tyler off the bench, Vic sparking when needed. That sort of everyone filled their box to get you to another W on the way.
Yeah, every playoff game is oftentimes it just feels different, looks different, and that's what you saw. Tonight. It's not easy, to get playoff wins, and we had some great stretches. Particularly defensively, I thought we had some really good stretches offensively, and then we had some moments where it got a little bit unintentional. But in the second half, I thought it was much more intentional. Particularly with Jimmy. Playmaking, Bam. Receiving a lot of actions, and really being able to finish. And then Tyler was just making those unscripted plays in between. And that our defense really carried us to the win, but we had some really good timely offensive plays.
Vic tonight, just the spark he provided off
Yeah.
the bench, not only offensively but defensively too, with his defense on James. Just how important was he?
Yeah, it's really important for our group, and when you're facing a team like this, where you have two really skilled and much different type of offensive players in their backcourt. Maxey and Harden, they have uniquely different skill sets. Where they can hurt you. Maxey's speed is uncommon. And his ability to get to his right hand, and doing it, virtually against any kind of coverage, is unique. And then Harden's skill level, he's just you can't rush him, you can't speed him up. He plays at his tempo, and he makes some great reads out there, and you just have to scramble and make it tough on him, and then try to get to the shooting. They had a lot of spacing out there tonight, and we did make a lot of multiple efforts. Defensively, I thought there were some really good things happening, and then offensively, we had some good, timely, intentional execution. In that fourth quarter.
Obviously, it's hard to have expectations for Victor Oladipo based on what he's kind of gone through. But is this sort of the version that what you kind of envisioned when you guys acquired him?
We just really wanted to be open-minded. I mean, we were thrilled to be able to acquire him. We knew there would be a process. We didn't necessarily, and he didn't expect that it would look like this. We thought that we were just going to try to get him, up to speed and get him fully healthy last year, going for a playoff, stretch run. And it was put on pause for, a long time, but he just persevered. It was really interesting going over there and saying hello to Dwayne, because I feel like I've known Vic forever through Dwayne. And if you would have thought like 5 years ago that we could acquire Vic and add him to a group like this, you would say not a chance. But it's been, a really unique situation. Him just having to, persevere and get healthy, and then just be open to any kind of role. And I can't commend him enough for that. Because we've been a fan of his for a long time, but we had to be patient on this, and we still do. He's not like 100% like in terms of playing, full NBA seasons for the last 3 years, but you can see how he's a big-time X factor for us on both sides of the floor, and we'll just continue to be able to build on this, because I think we've done it at the right rate, where it wasn't too much too soon.
Spo, you just referenced Dwayne being here. Did you know he was coming, and what's it like to have him courtside?
I did not.
Yeah.
Like, he's living the life. Front row, Utah games, and front row here. I was actually surprised. That's what I told him out there. I said, I don't care, what. It's an incredible opportunity there, but it just looks weird when he's sitting front row at a Utah game, and next to Danny Ainge. Come on. But it was great to have him and Gabby here in the building. I hope they're here for a while, and maybe CB can come out to a game as well.
Eric, you mentioned Bam as a facilitator or as a play finisher, but do you think that you've found a happy medium between him being the facilitator and creator at the top and also finishing those lobs and rolling in the paint?
Yeah, there's so many opinions about Bam and how he needs to play, and he has as many responsibilities for our team as Kyle does from the point guard position, and Bam's growth in terms of being able to manage all these different responsibilities, playmaker, facilitator, attacker, finisher, catch and lob guy, offensive rebounder. Okay, you can check all those boxes, but it's reading the game and understanding what's required for that possession. That's where he's shown the most growth. And I think that was on display tonight, really the last two games as much as anything. He was able to really impact our offense from really all those different areas I just mentioned.
So obviously a lot changes if Embiid's on the floor. What changes the most for you guys if he reappears on Friday?
I mean, it changes dramatically. You're talking about MVP talent, So we'll just have to see. I have to get a good night's rest, and we knew that this series is going to shift and it's going to change, and pretty dramatically. It's better for it to change dramatically when we're able to get a couple wins. But yeah, he changes the equation quite a bit.
Are you guys expecting him
You have to plan for it.
to be back Friday?
Yeah, I mean, whether he does or not, it would be irresponsible not to.
Eric, you always say that great players will figure it out when you put them together, but trying to do this on the fly to a certain degree, at least in games with guys like Jimmy and Tyler and Vic, guys who have the ball in their hands a lot, sharing the floor, what kind of a challenge has that been, and why were you confident to go to it in this series?
You have to have the right kind of guys that are about winning and are willing to work through a process of it. It's not going to happen through osmosis. Now, the last 3 months, we've been able to work through this, even though it hasn't necessarily been on the wood. We've had film sessions, shoot-arounds, practices, where we've been able to, work different combinations and put together our menu and how we're trying to maximize each other's strengths. If we didn't start that process 3 months ago in practices and all those kind of sessions, it probably would be a little bit dramatic trying to do this in a playoff setting. There was a time actually we were trying to prepare for this in January. It just took a lot longer, but not behind the scenes. So we're just kind of methodical, with that process. All of you are able to see that now, but it's been going on for a while. And then, the guys, really understand. Jimmy really wants to win, so he wants, guys playing well into their strengths. And Tyler's always been able to adapt into different, lineups and rotations. And Vic, as I've said many times, he's just been really flexible and open to whatever role and just give to the team. All right, let's get a Kentucky guy up here. I heard Cal was in town. I didn't even see him. Well, he texted me,